Good evening, folks. I thought I'd talk to you about a subject that I talked about probably once before or several months back, but I'd like to talk to you about something. It's about a very important subject. It's a subject called multi-level marketing. What is MLM? Well, basically what MLM is, it's what we call direct selling. And what you do is you sell various products in the marketplace to consumers, and you usually sell it directly to customers, and usually it's just people you know. And the real money that is made in direct selling in MLM are people who go out there and they recruit other people to join them in the business, and they will also go out there and they will also sell products as well. So basically, what you have to do is you have to sort of like you have to basically build a network of distributors, just like you is in order to build your team, and that's sort of how you become successful. And the real money in MLM is basically when you sell products. So you have to pretty much do a little bit of both. You have to sell products. You have to sell a certain amount of products to customers, and at the same time, you also have to bring other people in. And some of it is you have to go out and actually have to recruit people and bring people into the business. And I would say that about the vast majority of the people who get into MLM get into it for the very wrong reasons, and they don't do their research. They don't get the right education, and they don't know exactly what they're getting into, and they just go into it for the money, and they don't really know exactly what they're basically getting into when they join an MLM. So basically, the real big money to be made in MLM is people who go out and recruit the right people who are going to go out and train others how to sell products. And that's basically how money is made. And it takes a certain type of individual to be in an MLM. It takes a certain kind of skill that you need to learn, and there's a lot of very different skills that you need to learn before you join an MLM. And I'm sure that just like me and like many others out there have all been approached by a friend or a family member to join such a business, or maybe they had to go to a meeting. But there's one thing that you need. There's one thing there's a couple of skills that you need to learn when you start a business. You have to be motivated. You have to be skilled. You have to be a really good people person. You have to learn how to be a master recruiter and master motivator, because despite some of the statistics that we hear, and I know that it's a very high level of people that fail in MLM, but there's people out there, even though the statistics are very small, there actually are people out there that do make very good money in some of these companies like Amway and Herbalife and many others like it, and they make very good money in MLM. But who are these people? How come these people are making so much money, and then the other people that are down at the bottom, they're not making as much money as the people at the top? Well, I can tell you from experience, and I've been in several companies, and I know of two people right now are in a major MLM company, and they're very successful people. But what is their secret? How are they becoming successful? Well, they're very driven people. They're very motivated. They're master recruiters. They're very, very good salesmen, and they're very coachable. They know how to talk to people. They're very good with people. They know how to draw people in and get people to join them in the business. So it's a very valuable skill. They know how to make good speeches. They're very smooth talkers. They're very, very good at what they do. And that is some of the reasons why they're very successful. And they also are very thick-skinned people. And being in a business, being in an MLM, where there's so much turnover and so many people quit and so many people come in, you have to have a certain kind of what you call, you have to have a certain kind of skill level. You have to have this certain kind of attitude to be able to survive in an MLM business, because it's very grueling work. It's very, very hard, because you have to train so many people, and so many people just quit on you. You have to constantly be working. I mean, you'd probably, if you're looking to start and get into an MLM business and you're looking to put in a few hours a day, you don't know what you're getting into. This whole thing requires a lot of time consuming. It requires a lot of hours. You have to talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people are not going to be right for your business. And basically, you probably need to look for the 2%ers. You need to be looking for people that are driven, looking for people that are motivated, looking for people that are willing to work hard. And yeah, there are going to be some losers out there, but that's just part of that. That happens in just any business. That's not. There are people who go to run this corner shop and they don't make it. But that's just the reality of these types of businesses, and people will fail at anything. But your goal is to really build your team and build your sales team. I think that their upside in a business like an MLM is you're basically in control. You're in control of your own destiny. You're in control of your future. You're in control of your own income. Now, what is the downside? As I said, was it a few months ago? The downside is there's probably going to be a large number of people that are going to quit on you. You're gonna suffer from things like rejection, and there's a lot of people out there that can't handle rejection. There's a lot of people that don't. It's hearing the word no can be very difficult for some people, but that's just that's just part of the business, and that's just some things that you have to deal with. And there's a lot of people out there that can't deal with rejection. They can't deal with no, and they tend to get very unmotivated. And in order to survive in a business like this, you have to learn how to deal with rejection. You have to be around people that are gonna motivate you to keep going. It's a very hard business. It takes very, very hard work. And I will say, and I'll be the first to admit, at least as somebody who's been in a few companies, it is not for everybody. This is not a business that you should be joining. If you're looking to just go into it because, well, I just want to make money, you don't know a thing of what these businesses are all about. And what you need to do is you need to go out there, you need to read, do your research, and find out. Take a look at the compensation plan. Have an open mind. Go to a meeting or possibly be a customer and decide: is this for me? Is this something I want to do? Do I want to be a sales trainer and recruiter for the rest of my life? Is that something I want to do? Do I want to be a manager of salespeople? And I think that's kind of what Dave Ramsey says. Do I want to spend my life recruiting and training salespeople and teaching people how to sell? Is that what I want to do for a living? I don't know. That's up to you. I mean, there's a lot of other things that you could do other than MLM to make money, but then again, it's up to you. So my suggestion for you is I can't really say whether there are companies out there that are good and bad. I mean, any company out there that you're going to go into is either going to be a scam, but it all depends on you. I don't think that there are scams out there. I think it's just It's just depends on you. It depends on how you're willing to work. And I think that there are several laws against these types of businesses. I think what we're seeing right now is there are disclaimers that a lot of these companies are putting out where they're telling you how that not everybody will make money, and there are people that will be unsuccessful. And so those are things that you have to take a look at. You always got to read the fine print. You got to do your research. You got to have an open mind and realize that, this is a business and it's not for everybody. But that's just kind of what I wanted to kind of put my 2 cents in about MLM, because I hear a lot of negativity out there on a lot of these companies. And a lot of this, there's probably some truth to a lot of what people are saying. But that's just comes part of the territory. There's going to be negativity on just anything, especially when there are people out there that are going to fail in something. And if just because you fail in it doesn't mean that it's bad, and just because it didn't work for you doesn't necessarily mean it won't work for somebody else. But I will say that my whole opinion of MLM is, it isn't for everybody, and the best thing you can do is you have to decide what you want to do. You have to go to the meetings, you have to have an open mind, and you have to go out there and do your research, and you have to look at the plan, look at the compensation plan, and you decide, is this something I want to do? Is this exactly for me? And if there are people out there that are pressuring you to join a company, and maybe you're not interested, maybe you don't think this is for you, or maybe you just want to be a customer, or if there are people out there pressuring you to join these companies, my suggestion is always get a second opinion. And if you feel that this isn't for you, just be polite and just say, you know what, I don't know, I don't think this is for me right now. Maybe I just want to be a customer. Maybe I don't want to do this right now. Maybe I just want to keep all my options open. That should be up to you. You shouldn't be up to somebody telling you what they think you should do. You have to decide what's best for you. Do you want to be in a multi-level marketing company? Do you want to work 80 to 100 hours a week? Do you want to go out there and sell products and go out there and recruit and train salespeople? Is that what you want to do for a living? Or is there maybe something else that you can do to make money? I don't know. That's up to you. So my suggestion is on, being part of an MLM. That should be solely up to you. You have to decide what's up to you. You have to decide whether you have the skill level for this. There are people who can do certain things, and there are people who can't do certain things. So that's just kind of what I wanted to say tonight. Everybody out there, is if I'm for all the entrepreneurs out there. I'm glad that there are people out there that are successful. I appreciate all the people out there that are making money in MLM. But as I said, it isn't for everybody, and it has a very high turnover rate, and so many people come and go and they quit. And just not everybody's going to make it, but that's just part of life. That just happens everywhere. It takes a certain kind of person to be part of an MLM. And maybe it just isn't for you. Maybe it is. I don't know. My suggestion is do your research, and that's the best thing you do, and you decide if it is for you. But is it a scam? Well, I don't know. It's if because you didn't make it, it's a scam. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a scam for everybody else. But then again, you have to decide what's best for you. So that's just kind of what I want to say on MLM. So I'll just leave it at that, and I'll just bid everybody a good evening and good luck in your future entrepreneur endeavors.